Hello students, how are you doing? I hope you are all fine. Welcome to this new English lesson. I hope it will help you learn more English. Today's lesson will be about connectors. One of the ways to improve your writing style is the use of connectors. Connectors can also make your expressions stronger. عزيزي الطالب، في درس اليوم سنتعلم كيفية استخدام الروابط لتطوير مهاراتنا الكتابية والشفوية. Let's start. First, we are going to read a passage about Mike's and Sammy's visit to the zoo and note the use of the underlined words. Let's begin. Sammy and Mike decided to go to the zoo. They couldn't go in the morning because they had a football training. So they went in the afternoon instead. The zoo was very big, therefore they didn't have enough time to see everything. They stayed with the monkeys until 5 o'clock. So there was only time to see one more thing, as the zoo closes at 6 o'clock. However, there was a problem, as Mike wanted to see the reptiles and Sammy wanted to see the insects. They couldn't agree on which to see, so they decided to play scissors, beat, paper to decide. Okay, students, look. These words are all connectors. They have different meanings and they also have different functions. But what are connectors? Let's see. Connectors are words or groups of words that connect ideas. So they are often called joining words. عزيزي الطالب، إن الروابط هي كلمات أو مجموعات من الكلمات تساعدنا على ربط الأفكار وإظهار العلاقات بين أجزاء الكلام. Look, crocodiles and snakes are reptiles. The connector and connects the words crocodiles and snakes. Let's have another example. I love watching TV and playing tennis. Notice the connector and connects the two phrases, watching TV and playing tennis. And another more example. Look, flowers are beautiful. They have a sweet smell. Now, the connector and connects two sentences. The first one, flowers are beautiful. The second one is, they have sweet smell. And notice the two ideas are very similar. Both sentences give something positive about flowers. لاحظ عزيزي الطالب أن الأفكار متشابهة. So, and is used to connect similar words, phrases, and sentences. لاحظ عزيزي الطالب نستخدم and للربط بين الكلمات، العبارات والجمل المتشابهة. Now look at this. Which is faster, a lion or an antelope? We have two options, a lion and an antelope. You can choose one. Could be the lion, could be the antelope. And one more example. Do you like watching TV or playing video games? Again, we have two options. The first one is watching TV and the second one is playing video games. Look, will you go to Jerusalem or will you stay in Jericho? Notice the connector or connects two sentences. We have two options. The first one, will you go to Jerusalem? And the second option is, will you stay in Jericho? Choose the one you like. From the examples, we can conclude that we use or to show choice. نستخدم الرابط or لإظهار البدائل أو عرض البدائل. Junk food is delicious, but it is unhealthy. We use but to join two sentences. The first one is junk food is delicious, and the second sentence is it is unhealthy. And notice the two ideas are very different. The first one, junk food is delicious, tells us something positive about junk food. And the second one, it is unhealthy. This is a negative idea about junk food. It is unhealthy. Look at this. These flowers are beautiful, but they have thorns. We use but to join two sentences. The first one is, these flowers are beautiful. This is something good or positive about flowers. And the second idea is very different. It tells us something negative about flowers. They have thorns. الأزهار جميلة لكن لديها أشواك. لاحظ عزيزي الطالب أن الفكرتين متناقضتين. We use but to show contrasting ideas. إذن نستخدم الرابط but لربط أفكار مختلفة أو أفكار متناقضة. Now we'll stop for a short break and we'll soon be back. Stay with us. Welcome back. Now look at these pictures. He fell off the ladder, so he broke his leg. Let's look at the sentences more closely. We have two sentences. The first one is, he fell off the ladder. And the second one is, he broke his leg. Now, this is the reason. لاحظ عزيزي الطالب هذا هو السبب. And look, he broke his leg. This is the result. هذه هي النتيجة. So now we are going to connect reason and result using so. He fell off the ladder, so he broke his leg. Let's have another example. People are destroying pandas' forest environment, so they are in danger. Notice we use so to connect reason and result. And look at these pictures. It was raining heavily, so we stayed at home. Again, we have two sentences. The first one, it was raining heavily. This is the reason. And the second sentence, we stayed at home. This is the result. We connected the two sentences using so. It was raining heavily, so we stayed at home. And another more example. People don't control global warming. Therefore, land ice may melt. لا يتحكم الناس في ظاهرة الاحتباس الحراري، لذلك قد يذوب جليد الأرض. Let's look at the sentences more closely. We have two sentences. People don't control global warming. This is a reason. This is the reason. هذا هو السبب. Land ice may melt, and this is the reason. And again, we can use therefore as we used so before to connect reason and result. Let's see the sentence. People don't control global warming, therefore land ice may melt. But notice, dear students, now we have two separate sentences. لاحظ لدينا جملتين منفصلتين. Let's have another more example. I didn't pass my test, therefore my dad was angry. We have two sentences, a reason and a result. We connected the two sentences using therefore. And another more example. Look, they had GPS, therefore they could find their way. لديهم جهاز تحديد المواقع، لذلك تمكنوا من إيجاد الطريق. Now let's notice the difference between so and therefore. We use so and therefore to show results. عزيزي الطالب، يمكننا أن نستخدم كل من so و therefore لإظهار العلاقة بين السبب والنتيجة. ولكن لاحظ الفرق. I was ill, so I didn't go to school. We have the reason, we have comma, we have the connector so, and then we have the result. Notice this is one sentence. لاحظ إنها جملة واحدة. We also can use therefore to show the relation between reason and result. But notice the example. I was ill, therefore I didn't go to school. لاحظ عزيزي الطالب، لدينا جملة تعبر عن السبب، جملة كاملة تنتهي بعلامة الوقف، وهنا تبدأ جملة أخرى capital letter. لاحظ نضع بعدها الفاصلة، وهنا تأتي جملة أخرى تعبر عن النتيجة. إذن لدينا هنا جملتين منفصلتين. Now it's time to practice. Let's start. Now we are going to join two sentences using so or therefore. It was a sunny day. We went for a picnic. We have two sentences, a reason and a result. Can you join these two sentences? Good. It was a sunny day, so we went for a picnic. Now look, can you join these two sentences? The tiger was so fast. The deer couldn't escape. Again, we have a reason and we have a result. Now, let's use now therefore to connect the two sentences. What is the answer? The tiger was so fast, therefore the deer couldn't escape. And look at this. The girl was frightened. She ran away. Can you join these two sentences using so or therefore? Good. We can say, the girl was frightened, therefore she ran away. And we can also say, the girl was frightened, so she ran away. Both are correct. Look at these two sentences. Can you join them? He couldn't find his keys. He climbed through the window. Can you join them? Good. The answer is, he couldn't find his keys, so he climbed through the window. Now let's move to another activity. We are going to punctuate the following sentences. سنضع علامات الترقيم المناسبة للجمل التالية. Let's look at the first one. The traffic was very heavy, so I arrived late. Let's see the answer together. Notice, dear student, we begin the sentence with capital letter. Now, before so, we use the comma. I should be capitalized everywhere, and the sentence ends with full stop. This is one sentence. Now, can you punctuate the following sentence? He was very busy, therefore he couldn't go to the party. What is the answer? Good. Notice, these are two separate sentences. We have H capital letter because it is at the beginning of the sentence. We have full stop and we begin a new sentence with capital letter. We have the comma after therefore and we end the second sentence also with full stop. And notice, these are two separate sentences. We have more about connectors, but after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back. Now, do you remember the story of Cinderella? Cinderella didn't want to go to the party because she didn't have a new dress. Let's look at the sentence more closely. Cinderella didn't want to go to the party. This is the result. She didn't have a new dress. This is the reason. Why didn't Cinderella want to go to the party? This is the reason. She didn't have a new dress. So, we use because to join result and reason. Look at the sentence. Cinderella didn't want to go to the party because she didn't have a new dress. Notice, dear students, that we can use as or since instead of because, and they have the same meaning. Now, let's have a look at this. Lots of houses were destroyed because the earthquake was very strong. Instead of because, we can use as. Lots of houses were destroyed as the earthquake was very strong, the same meaning. And we can also use lots of houses were destroyed since the earthquake was very strong. We can use because, since, and as with the same meaning. Now, let's look at this. Because the boy tricked the farmers many times, they didn't believe him. Notice, dear student, we can use because at the beginning of the sentence. The two parts, the reason and the result, can exchange places and the meaning does not change. But notice, when we use because at the beginning of the sentence, we should put the comma. Now, he has a fever because of the flu. The flight was cancelled because of the heavy snow. So, dear student, we use because and because of to show reason. نستخدم كل من because و because of لإظهار السبب. But notice the difference between because and because of. The flight was cancelled because it was snowing heavily. After because, we use subject, verb, and sometimes we use the complementary. لاحظ عزيزي الطالب، بعد because لدينا جملة كاملة مكونة من فاعل وفعل وأحيانا تكملة. And let's look at the sentence with because of. The flight was cancelled because of the snow. Now, notice we use because of followed by a noun or a noun phrase. عزيزي الطالب لاحظ يلي الرابط because of اسم أو شبه جملة اسمية. So we can say because of the snow or because of the heavy snow. Now, it's time to practice. Let's see the first activity. We are going to use because of instead of because. Now look at this. People had to run from the area because a hurricane was coming. Now, dear students, we are going to use because of instead of because. So we need a noun or a noun phrase after because of. Let's see it together. People had to run from the area because a hurricane was coming. This is a full sentence after because. Now look at the second one. People had to run from the area because of the hurricane. A noun, only a noun. And the next one, can you use because of instead of because? Lots of people were injured because there was a terrible accident. Look, after because we have a sentence, we have a subject, we have a verb, and we have a complementary. Now look at the second one. Lots of people were injured because of the terrible accident. We have a noun phrase, terrible accident. Now let's have another activity. We are going to use so instead of because. Let's see the first one. Temperatures of Earth is rising because people are producing more pollution. Now, instead of because, we are going to use so. Let's see together. Because join the result and the reason. Temperature of the Earth is rising. This is the result. And this sentence is the reason. Now, we are going to use so instead of because. So, we are going to exchange the result and the reason. Let's see together. People are polluting the earth, so temperatures of the earth is rising. Now, Let's answer the following sentences using because or because of. عزيزي الطالب، سنجيب عن بعض الأسئلة باستخدام because أو because of. Let's look at the first question. Why is the fish population falling? لما يتناقص أعداد الأسماك؟ Population of fish is falling because people are catching too many fish. Notice, after because, we have a full sentence. And we can answer like this. Population of fish is falling because of overfishing. After because of, we have only a noun. And the second question, why didn't you come to play with us? Can you answer this question using because or because of? I didn't come because I was busy. Notice, after because we have subject and verb. And we can also answer like this. I didn't come because of being busy. After because we have a noun phrase, we use the gerund. That's all for today. Thanks for watching and goodbye.